Welcome to our special edition of Experts Talk Solutions. We are venturing into the heart of Asia's evolving landscape where the promise of harmony meets the challenges of rapidly changing world. In a world grappling with climate change, technological disruptions, and geopolitical shifts, the quest for harmony in Asia has never been more critical. Today, I'm honored to host a conversation with Ravindra Ngo, founder and CEO of the Asian Network, a visionary platform at the forefront of fostering dialogue and innovation across the continent. Our discussion today centers on rethinking harmony in Asia, exploring how countries can collaboratively navigate the complexities of the 21st century to build a shared future for peace, sustainability, prosperity for the generation to come. Ravindra, welcome to the show. I'm very pleased to have you today.
Thanks for having me today, Satya.
Ravindra, given the significant political and economic shift from the West to Asia, how do you envision harmony in this context, and how Asian countries can do, to fulfill their shared responsibility for peace, stability, and prosperity?
You're right, there is a shift from the West to Asia. I was just reading a letter by today, a global from McKinsey Global Institute, that 19th century was Europeanized, the world was Europeanized. The 20th century, the world was Americanized, and now we are in the Asian century. Just to quote His Excellency Ditina, Minister of Agriculture in Cambodia, he said something very important from our last high-level online conferences. He said, harmony is at our core of society. So to achieve this harmony, we need to work all together, from citizens to communities to nations, and of course, in a whole aspect. What does it mean? Collaboration and cooperation is one of key action that we might take. An example with the collaborative approach for the military exercises between Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia to protect the Indo-Pacific maritime security region. Also, I think dialogue, it's a path toward conflict resolution. Recently, an agreement between China and ASEAN has been concluded for the code of conduct in the South China Sea aspect. So that's also another example.
You mentioned about collaboration, cooperation, but with this geopolitical tension, do you believe that collaboration and cooperation can take place?
Well, I'm not so supportive of all those prediction forecasts, but I think for me, having a positive but realistic approach, we need to anticipate those risks. How to anticipate those risks is really to understand traditional threats, economic issues, political tensions, but also non-traditional threats, environmental concerns, also natural disasters. So anticipating and mitigating those risks can make a prosperous and harmonious region, in my opinion.
Okay, so considering that Asia is a global epicenter of growth, right? So what specific action that the countries can take to ensure that they can capitalize on economic development and growth drivers, such as trade agreement like RCEP? So how can they, maximize the benefit of those agreements for prosperity and harmony in the region?
Yes, so RCEP, as you mentioned, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, is one of example of, I think it's the world's largest global trade has been implemented. So how we can achieve this harmony within the economic development? I think that we should look first at giant powers such as India and China within the Asia region. They should play a role to protect monitor that regional and peace stability. Also, as you can see, with China and the Belt and Road Initiative, it has been also consequent achievement from China for his economic developments, but also, of course, collaboration with other countries. I think more than 120 nations have signed this Belt and Road Initiative. And just recently, during the G20 in India, India also has implemented, which might be an alternative to the Belt and Road Initiative, with the IMEC, the Indian Middle East European Economic Corridor, will also undoubtedly accelerate the economic development in the region, but also, of course, increase the regional connectivity.
When we talk about harmony, we cannot forget about inclusivity. So what are the innovative strategies the country can take in order to ensure that marginalized populations, such as rural community, people with disability, or ethnic minority, can be included in the harmony process?
I think, that's something important. Is we should take into account the role of technology. I think we're living, and COVID has been an accelerate that digital transformation. So speaking about farmers and rural areas, the role of technology, especially in the agricultural sectors, has been a tremendous impact, positive impact for all the farmers. Why? Because with smart, innovative solutions, agri-tech companies has been also deployed and risen in Asia. We can now monitor some risk, control crop production, monitor weather forecast, and also adapt new solution for rural areas to not be excluded and in opposite included. With disabled people, I think we need, speaking about innovative solution, we need to create safe environment for them, safe place for them. For in the educational system, with adapt infrastructures. That's number one. For minorities and underprivileged people, I think financial inclusion, financial literacy, it's also very important. And those technology, those new solutions, now everyone using mobile, that also will help and support those minorities.
Okay. About the technology, we know technology can bring people together, but technology can also further people apart, right? And given the big gap of technological problem across the ASEAN country, because Singapore is far ahead and Cambodia may be lag behind. So how can we maximize the use of technology for harmony purpose in the region?
Yes, true. So understanding that digital divide, let me just give some demographics about Asia. China, South Korea, Japan, and Singapore are facing aging population, senior citizens. So digitalizations, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence, robotics, automations, will provide an alternative in the workforce for this aging population. So I would say that again, digitalization will benefit from these aging populations. Then diversity. In Asia, and looking at ASEAN, it's a very diverse region, from religion to nationalities. Just looking simply at the case of Indonesia. Indonesia, more than 200 spoken languages. I think roughly 17,000 islands. So for all that startup ecosystem, entrepreneurs, they might adapt very quickly to that very diverse and cultural aspect. And then also, if you look to the other trends about Asia, it has been reshaping growth in kind of urbanization, the rise of middle class consumers, digital transformations, acceleration of digital transformations reshape all the Asian, especially cities. So this, has been also supported from ASEAN Secretariat with the master plan, digital master plan in 2025 will support all those digital transformations.
Ravindra, I would like to end this conversation with one last important question. With this geopolitical tension nowadays, how do you see harmony in the future? And would it be positive or negative?
You're right, there is multiple challenges, more than geopolitical tensions. We're facing challenges, global challenges such as climate change issue, zoonotic disease, cyber threats, and so on. So how can we achieve this harmony in the regions? I think we need to answer with a positive but pragmatic approach. Many people speaking about supporting the SDGs goals, Sustainable Development Goals, but not so many people are speaking also about working on our inner development goals. I think that is something very important, because I do believe that from individual, from our change, we can change communities and change the nations, or impact through our leadership. So inner development goals, one example is active listening or compassionate leadership, altruist leadership, resilient also leadership are some other aspect of inner development goals. So if each one of us, some leaders who want to really change positively and impact in a more harmonious way, they might apply on this concept.
Okay, thank you, Ravindra. I wish I could continue the conversation for another 10 minutes, but our time is really up. So thank you for joining me today for this expert talk solution. Thank you.